Welcome to Lifting Leaders Podcast, where we are unleashing leader possibilities to make a better world. I'm Crystal Roberts, and together with Trisha Ryan, we're diving deeper into some of the complexities of the world's most critical challenges and exploring innovative ways of navigating through them.
Through interviews with experts and leaders just like you, we're exploring what it takes to thrive as a leader today and examining new ways of thinking about how to creatively lead into a more equitable, socially responsible, and sustainable future. And the future starts now.
Hi, Trisha. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm loving the holiday lights. I feel like people got them up a little early this year.
Yeah, yesterday I had to go out for a while. Last night, actually, I had an event that I was going to, and I had to drive through some neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. And it's been a while. I remember going through one neighborhood last year, and it just kind of sparked the holiday again. But I haven't really felt it yet until last night when I went through that yard, through the neighborhood, and every house had stuff. And I thought, oh, it's Christmas, because I live on a very private road, 4 houses, everybody's an adult, and there aren't a lot of Christmas lights out there, right? But I now want to go out tonight and see if I can find more. I think it would be just kind of cool. It makes me feel better when we have lights.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely brings kind of good feelings and a little bit of joy.
Yeah,
I love the lights.
It's good for a chuckle too when you go past a yard that has all those big blow up things.
Yeah,
and the whole yard is full of them. Yeah, it's like wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing I could think about at that point is, wow, my electric bill would be amazingly high if I did that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's good for the sustainability, but
no.
We put up with it this time of year for sure. It is fun. It is definitely fun. So today, it's our last episode of the year.
Yeah, it is. And I think I have mixed feelings.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad in a way. I'm really glad because we have had a really great year, and I think we need to wrap it.
Yeah.
And start fresh next year. But it also feels like, I'm going to miss it for a while.
Yeah.
We're going to have the next basically almost 4 weeks off. And that seems like a long time to me.
Yeah.
A really long time. So, I'm sure we'll all live through that, but I'm going to miss it a little bit. I know that the holidays will probably be so busy that I will not even. I'll be glad that I'm not, doing podcasts. But I don't know. I love this thing.
Yeah, it is. It is really fun. I think it's really only about 2 weeks that we'll be off the air.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, it feels like 4 weeks. I'm sorry. It feels like it.
You're letting out the magic of our...
No,
we're recording.
No, I'm not.
We're recording this about a month out. But I am excited about just spending a few minutes talking about some of kind of our highlights. We're not going to go, obviously episode by episode.
Nope.
But just a couple of things that came to our mind when we thought about, the gratitude that we're feeling at the end of this year for all of the amazing guests that we had and our amazing listeners, hearing from them. It's been really fun. And just a couple of insights that are sticking with us from this year.
Yeah. We did a Thanksgiving, what we're grateful for. There was so much to be grateful for. And there still is. I have always been kind of in awe of this ability to pull in amazing people.
Yeah.
And every year we've had this podcast, we've had amazing people. And this year was no different. In fact, this year was only different because we focused on hope. We spent a lot of the year, the whole year, focusing on hope too, right?
Yeah.
And thriving. So it's like, to me, I'm just so grateful that we had that opportunity with people that I would never have thought we could ask to be on our podcast sometimes. So I don't know. I'm feeling very grateful about that. And I'm so grateful that you and I have had so many amazing experiences this year, just being on the podcast together.
Yeah.
I love our chemistry. To me, it works.
Yeah.
Right? So
Me too. We have so much fun. Yes. And we met our goals. We had several goals this year, and that was really cool. And one of the main things was we knew this was going to be a rough year. And so we made a focus for this whole year around thriving in 25.
Yes.
And so if you're one of our loyal listeners, you'll know that we spent quite a bit of time actually talking about how to thrive. And a lot of our episodes were centered around that. And we asked many of our guests about how they're thriving. And so part of what we're going to do in early 2026 is share some of what we learned from them around thriving. Because we really know we're probably going to take that into 2026.
I think we're definitely going to do that. And I think we did actually ask every guest, about thriving. And I loved the answers we got. I just thought it was wonderful. Things that you wouldn't even think about sometimes. Things that are simple, but absolutely amazing, right?
Yeah.
So it was a great theme. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. It definitely helped inspire me to continue to think about ways that I need to be focused in order to thrive throughout this whole entire year. And it has made a difference, really thinking about, as we think about like hope as a verb, like what's the action that I'm going to take? Thinking about how am I taking care of myself so that I can show up to take care of others? Things like keeping my morning routine going, those sort of things.
Well, and that was the challenge for us, and I think just owning that. We started out this year feeling pretty raw. So much was going on in the world, and it just seemed to all hit at one time, and it wasn't going away, and it wasn't just us. I mean, everybody we talked to was feeling it. So the fact that we focused on thriving, and the fact that we came up with, and we had people who were coming up with amazingly simple ways to just cope. And that's thriving in some ways, if that's the best you can do, right? We did it. I started journaling again. I used to journal all the time, and I kind of set it aside for a while, and I started doing it again because I needed an outlet.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did, because now I'm back in the habit of it, and I'm enjoying writing. And I'm not writing about, in the beginning of the year, the negative stuff that was going on that I was just totally overwhelmed with, and I couldn't stand another moment, and yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
And now I'm not there at all. And now I'm thinking about what are some possibilities? What are some things I could like branch out into? What are some things we could do with the podcast? It's like, it's a lot more positive.
Yeah.
So, and I know people are feeling that way too. They have no choice in a way. It's like you really, when you think about it, if you want to have a life, if you want to, be here and just present, it's so important, that you find ways to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we offered some.
Yeah. The other thing that helped us thrive, I think, was the decision to be okay with speaking out a little more.
Yes.
And so if you're a loyal listener, you'll know that we did a lot more of that this year. We generally tend to try and stay out of the politics. And while we didn't make it a central focus, we did not shy away from sharing how we were feeling about how things were going.
Yeah.
And that did definitely take some courage, but I think it also, for me, provided an outlet to be able to show up in a more honest and transparent way.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that also what is encouraging for me is that we had listeners who are feeling that way too, and they're still listening.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Very grateful.
Yeah.
It's not, I think, I don't know if it's human nature or what, that we all tend to judge something, right? And even we do that.
Yeah.
That's how we got to where we were this year, right? I think that we kind of, while we expressed it, we rose above it. And I noticed that everybody we talked to seemed to rise above it, because it's not anything you can do about it at the moment.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you've got to power through.
So high five to us thriving in
Yay,
25.
we did it.
The next goal we had was to move forward with our hope research. So we closed the survey, and
after 2 years, we had a 2-year survey, right?
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of information.
Yeah.
So we closed it and we started working on it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. and we shared some of that at the Hudson Conference.
Yes.
And then we were selected to speak on it at the Organizational Development Network International Conference.
Yep.
And so we made that goal too. High five to us.
If you hear that little pat, it's us high-fiving each other. Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, that was a milestone. Those were both milestone moments for us because as much as we have been wanting to get out there and speak and talk to people and, get on a circuit if we could of some kind of being speakers, we needed to get our feet out there first, right?
Yeah.
And we did. And it was terrifyingly fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And terrifying at the same time, yes. We said we wanted to do another series. We had success last year with having a couple of series, and we wanted to do another one, and we definitely did that. High
Yes,
five.
we did.
Yes. We said we wanted to speak in public, and so we did obviously do that, both at the Hudson Conference. We spoke one-on-one with people, and then at the ODN conference, we got to speak to a lot of people.
And I have to say, before we go any further, because I can say that, you and I think we are just so proud of what we do, but we're not always really vocal about it in just regular day-to-day settings. It's almost like we were trying to be modest, and I don't know why, because we have a podcast. But I found myself talking about the podcast more this year than ever before. I mean, I've always talked about it, but without abandon. It's like at my day job, I didn't mind at all talking about it, and people listen to to it. They talk to you should talk about your podcast. And even yesterday I talked about it. During a staff meeting. So that's kind of bizarre, but it was fun. I think that's important. That was, to me, an important milestone because I think what we do is very important. And I think that we should feel that we should talk about it, so that other people know that it's out there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think, part of speaking in public is actually just sharing.
I know,
right? We've got our wonderful water bottle stickers. We've handed a lot of those out, just continuing to get the message out that we're here. And we think we have something, and we know we have something that is beneficial.
Yes.
To the world. Yeah.
We've gotten feedback on that, which is great.
Yeah. And our fifth goal, 5 and 25, I don't know, was we were having trouble with our platform. And so even though we were trying to post consistently, it wasn't going out because the platform wasn't working right. And so we switched platforms. That's taken a little bit of zhuzhing to get it all figured out, but we're there. And so we're excited about that. So high five for that.
Yep.
So you can definitely hear us every Monday. Let's see. So some insights. We talked a little bit about some insights that are sort of sticking with us this year. And that first one kind of goes to what you were talking about as far as finding the speakers. I think what we were talking about is how as long as we are aware, really are present and talk to people around us, that there are people who have amazing stories and wisdom all around us. It can be when you're standing in the middle of a research field in Colorado.
That's right.
You find somebody that you're like, wow, this story, people have got to hear it. And so that's been really fun. That
it might even be somebody that is in our coaching federation, ICF. We had a coach on, a couple of coaches on this year. So,
so we get inspired by being present with the people around us. And so many amazing stories.
Well, and staying open to the possibilities of it. It's like, it almost begs the whole idea of us kind of doing a mini interview with people that as we encounter them, right?
Yeah.
Just to unpack them a little bit and find that nugget, because or that gem, if you will, because that's what starts the ball rolling in a way. It's just, wow, everybody is fascinating.
Yeah.
I remember we went to the farmer's market last year.
Yeah.
Right? And we were just walking around, but we found so many people to talk to who were fascinating.
Yeah.
And they are everyday people doing everyday things, but doing amazing things like growing crops for local produce, so that all of our local restaurants and stores can say that, we buy local and it's sustainable, right?
Yeah.
Things like that. I find that really interesting. Even this year when we went to the nursery.
Yeah.
That person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Corey.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, he was amazing. Just
Yeah.
talking to him, he had such a passion for indigenous plants.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. So there are a lot of people that, I think everybody's got something special to share. So I think keeping our sites open and the insight there is like, keep looking for things that other people would be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of our listeners are curious anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, most of them.
Yeah. Just keeping the conversation going a little bit, right? With the people around you.
Yes.
Yes. So wherever we look, we find that interesting people, hopeful people.
Yes. Very hopeful.
Yeah. And kind of in that same vein, I was just realizing all three of these insights are kind of, there's like a super red thread that's running through them.
Right.
Is that, gosh, I think almost to a person, our guests that we talked about the importance of community and that's where you can have your biggest impact.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In fact, I've been thinking about community a lot lately because I'm not only have we heard it and have we read about it because, we had Peter Block on last year, but he's written a couple of books now on with community as a focus, and we saw him speak as a keynote speaker at the conference. But beyond that, I'm starting to read articles that infuse community, right?
Yeah.
They bring community in for teamwork. So if leaders of, formal leaders who listen to us are out there, you might want to think about exploring, and we're probably going to do a lot more exploring on this next year, is that look into what the new meaning of, or what the meaning of community is and how that impacts teams or intact work groups within an organization. It's fascinating. And it's just a shift in the way we think.
Yeah.
It makes us human. It humanizes our teams in a way that I think makes such a big difference, because now we live in a world where people are virtual and they're not.
Yeah.
And now we live in a world where we've got 5 different generations working under the same roof in some cases. And so it's important for us to look for the connections, right? Mm-hmm. The connections or the spaces for collaboration, instead of looking at who's got this strength, that's who we were going to talk to on this team member, or who's going to be a team leader, who's going to be a team follower. That kind of stuff is important, but it's losing a lot of its importance, as a lot of other things are in business these days. We're humanizing our work in many ways, and I think community is part of that.
Yeah, I love that. And it also, when you're talking about spaces for collaboration, it helps us focus on that rather than the things that divide us. And we know there's just so much division going on right now.
I think it really does take a lot of the competition or the competitiveness out of an intact team. Mm-hmm. There are teams, and you know what I'm talking about, where there are people who compete with each other.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have similar job duties, right? And they want to be the one who gets the better grade or whatever, right? And I think this really takes a look at and says we all bring a lot to the table. So let's work with each other and support each other in a different way when things are going well, and especially when things aren't.
Yeah.
And see what kind of outcomes we get from that. I think that in my view, you can't go anywhere but in a great direction.
Yeah.
Because I know I feel more connected when I'm working in a work group where everybody kind of collaborates with one another, and we would ping off each other for ideas, and I love that.
Yeah.
I really love it. And when things aren't going well, we hold each other up.
Yeah. Yeah. So this sense of community. And the third insight was really around how we are really gifted with this potpourri of guests, and some advice that we would get, outside advice about how to do a podcast, is that you got to be really focused. Like it's got to be very narrowly niched. Mm-hmm. And we have found, and we have heard from our listeners, they love the fact that we have listeners, or that we have speakers and guests that are from a lot of different walks of life. Mm-hmm. And so that has been just really a gift. And at the same time, when we have the thing that they all have in common is that they all carry a lot of passion around what they're doing. And so I think for me, what I saw is that these people who are passionate, when they bring those gifts to the world, they really leverage those passions and they feed those passions. That's how you make a better world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think when we talk about how we heard that you really need to have a focus, and I think we do have a focus.
Yeah.
And I think what we do is we give a pretty broad focus, like hope was a focus. And certainly a red thread through the whole last couple of years, actually. But we also did a series with hope. And so while we had people who were very, very different, the focus was on what brings us hope.
Yeah.
Right. And so to me, we are focused, but we choose not to be focused like in a particular genre. Like we only want circus performers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I would love to have a circus performer on. I think it might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Where do you find hope in the world?
Yeah.
But I think that to me, that was an insight. You can tell us that, I think to your amazing point, we do have a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life talking about their passions, which makes it so much more interesting, right? But they all are focusing in also on where they find hope, right? It's not just that series. It's like it comes out in all of our interviews somehow. Yeah. So I enjoyed that a lot. And the other focus that I got from that was that, we will always be able to say that we are focused, because we almost always, every year that we've been doing this so far, we've had a theme.
Yeah.
And that's about as focused as I want to be, right?
Yeah. I think for me, what was inspirational was that it doesn't matter what you do. Follow your passion. Yes. What are you interested in? Mm-hmm. What are you curious about? Figure that out. And then figure out, how can I do that in a way that is in service to others, including animals and land and all these other things.
Yeah.
How do we bring that passion service to others? And that is what makes a better world. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be the person with the title of environmental planner or analyst or whatever. What are you good at? What are you passionate about? And bring that to the world. Yeah. On behalf of making the world a better place.
Absolutely. I think, it doesn't, I just love the fact that we had people from everywhere, all sorts of people. I mean, it was sort of amazing that we had an author who had such a passion that she was going out doing a woman on the street interviews for an entire 2 years or 3 years, just getting enough material to write a pretty awesome book, right? And she just happens to be married to somebody who I think is an amazing singer. Yeah. And so to me, it doesn't matter. He's not just a singer. He works in his family's business, right? Which is making carts for Costco.
Yeah.
That to me was so impressive. I couldn't believe it. I almost wanted to go back and do another interview with them just about that. I thought, wow, that is really cool because that makes a better world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We had an author on who talked about helping millennials be fantastic leaders.
Yes.
And that's making a better world.
And to get through the angst and everything of the last 5 years, really, too.
Yeah.
It's like it was really focusing on well-being and then bringing out those things that make you shine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had all
And
sorts.
how do we ditch the ditty? How do we focus on the things that are most important to us and lift us up?
Well, let me ask you, how do you love a question?
And how do you love a question? Yeah.
We had books going all over the place this year, and it was fun. It was just really fun. I love what we do. I think that this year was a good year. I did learn a lot this year. I learned a lot about how to rise above all the junk.
Yeah.
Because I think we had most of our times were pretty positive. We may have started out kind of low, but we ended up every interview on a high note because we had just had an amazing moment.
Yeah.
So,
and that goes back to what you were talking about as far as connection, right? Creating community. And we are trying to create, and we are creating a community with the podcast.
Oh, yes, we definitely are. And, that extends to the people who we interview, right?
Yes.
I think we've built a sort of a community, and that's a possibility in the future, the near future, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We got to
be hearing from part of a community.
2026.
Yeah.
We've got some
Can't
really
wait.
exciting things coming up. We are very excited about some of the things that we are already recording for you for 2026. But we'll reveal that when we're back on January 5th.
Yay. Yeah. I don't want to go any further than that. I think January 5th is long enough. Though a new year will be here, we will have all that hooray and rah-rah behind us, and we'll be looking forward to the Super Bowl.
All the sports metaphors are coming out.
I know. Hey, all I ever hear anymore is FIFA. It's
Because it's coming to Seattle.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year next year.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, we should be targeting FIFA aficionados and people who love soccer or European football, if you want to call it that. So can't wait.
And the Olympics are coming too. Not here, but the Olympics are going to be in 2026.
You want to know how out of whack I was on that? I have been an Olympic lover, the Olympics lover my whole life since I was probably 5. I didn't even know it was this year. Used to be you saw a lot of commercials and a lot of things before that.
Yeah.
But we're not watching TV a lot. But also, I'm not seeing it that way. I haven't seen a lot of advertisements on it. So interesting. I just kind of found out yesterday that it's coming in February. I'm going, really? So there you go, people.
What are we paying attention to?
There's an insight for you.
Yeah, overloaded with a lot of stuff going on. We hope that you have a fabulous holiday season, whatever holidays that you celebrate. We hope that you find peace and some calm during this time. And
we hope to have you back with us next year. We are excited about what we're doing next year, and we hope that you come back and share it with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's keep that conversation going. If you have questions or comments about the show, you can find us on all our social media channels at lifting_leaders. We have so many exceptional podcast episodes coming up in 2026 with many more fantastic guests. So be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. If you know someone who would find this episode inspiring, share it with them. Text them, email them, or take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram and tag us at lifting_leaders. If you'd like to know more about us, our guests, or the show, please go to our website at liftingleaderspodcast.com. You'll find our show notes there as well. If you're looking for help in developing your leaders or would like a growth opportunity yourself through leader coaching, please contact us through our website. And we do have a couple of spots. Each of us have a couple of spots still open for 2026, so we would love to hear from you. Thank you to Ari Chance Roberts for his technical support of our show. And finally, please take 30 seconds and follow us. It helps you because you never miss an episode, and it helps us
because you never miss an episode.
To follow us, go to the Lifting Leaders Podcast Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow. While you're there, if you'd be willing to give us a 5-star rating and review and share the episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful.
Yes.
Thank you, Trisha, for a wonderful year.
Thank you, Crystal. 2025 was awesome, and I'm looking forward to another year, 2026. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Many thanks to you, our listeners. We appreciate you. Find ways every day to lift each other up. Have a fantastic week.
Happy New Year.